I'd love it if you'd just give us a little bit of a background on where you were when you decided to start this, and maybe why you started it.
I used to own a couple of sporting goods stores, and I got bored and had the idea to open a tiki bar in Vancouver because there was no such thing, and I had a huge passion for tiki culture and the drinks, and I used to go home and nerd out every night making this stuff and making all my own falernum and everything. Um, so we found the location, built it out. Everybody thought I was nuts. It's worked out great. Along the process, somebody was talking about Houston and somebody else was talking about New York. I'm like, yes, it'll work in all those cities. Like, well, yeah, but not everybody's always into the beach culture. I'm like, beach culture, whatever that is. They don't need to know what tiki is. They don't care who Don the Beachcomber was in 1933 when he invented the zombie. They don't care. They just want to have fun. They come here, it's different, it's unique, it's fun, it's total escape. So fun and escape work everywhere.
Yeah.
I might do something else here, but I had already done it here, and I thought, okay, if I want to do another one, crossing a border is potentially a whole other bag of worms. But if I'm going to do it in my own country, where legally I can go live wherever I want for however I can open a business anywhere, and there's no immigration laws or anything like that, I can go to wherever. Am I going to go to Toronto, the biggest city in the country that has no place like this? Yeah, go back to the first question you asked me, where you said, why would it work? Well, why is it working in Toronto? There's 6 million people in the GTA. Lots of people like pinup and tiki and vintage and stuff like that. So I know I've got at least a built-in crowd to get started. It's a cool neighborhood, much like this. Is it going to work? Is it working? Yep. The math is the same everywhere you go. Is your rent affordable? Is the place the right size? Are you in a cool neighborhood where there's transit right outside your front door, and there's millions of people and all kinds of people living near you? Yes. Okay, you'll be fine.
Would you be able to tell us what makes sort of an ideal Shameful Tiki team member?
Good question. I think you're the first person that's ever asked me that. All the other questions I've had like 1,000 times, so I was ready. If somebody comes here and they're like, I have a huge love of tiki, so I can bartend. Well, no, that's wrong. If they come in here and go, I don't know what this is, but it's cool, and I'm dedicated to the craft of making cocktails, and I love them all. And I know some of them, and some of the others I don't, but I'm invested in this, and I'm a loyal, trustworthy person. You're in. You can do this. If you have no issue putting on a loud shirt and listening to Martin Denny and Dick Dale all night long, yeah, you are in. You can fit in here, no problem. I can tell you one thing: if somebody loves tiki, that doesn't mean that they're a good fit. In fact, it means they might not be at all.
Right.
Then all of a sudden you're taking their passion for tiki and turning it into work.
Mm-hmm.
Like, ugh, I don't want to work. I just want to have fun.
I'm just wondering if you'd be willing to talk about where you see Shameful and Modern Bartender, etc., in like 5-10 years.
Good question. I'm not a huge believer in thinking too much about the future, because you can drive yourself crazy trying to predetermine how everything's going to be for yourself in 5 or 10 years. I'm quite fluid. Yeah, you have to plan ahead a little bit. You have to make a schedule. You can't tell all your staff to show up whenever, man. Yeah, you have to think ahead to a degree. Where do I see it? I might own 10 places, or I might own none. I'm okay with it either way. Modern Bartender is his own thing. Most cities have something like that. This place, yeah, I have looked at other cities. I've looked at, maybe Austin, I think, because I just want to hang out there. I've looked at New York because I just think, man, it would kill it there. It would be so great. My biggest hassle right now is like, okay, if you're going to do that, just remember how much work the last one was. Remember when you slept downstairs in that concrete room with the bugs, how terrible that was, because you were living there while you're building out. Remember all these things. So if you're going to jump into this again, you got to be fully invested. I'm always kind of blown away by people that are so afraid. Some people are saying, has anyone told you you're nuts? Your business here is doing pretty good. You have a mortgage. You have a kid still living at home and stuff. I'm like, oh yeah, no, it's going to work. It's going to work out. It's actually going to be okay. So I'm not really worried about it. I think people spend a lot of time being petrified about what if. Oh no, what if? What if what? We're built to be creative. We're built to go do things. It's okay. You will be okay. If your idea is not totally crappy, it's not scary to move on. It's okay.